Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. Today we are doing, this weekend I was going to do a 24-hour readathon, and I don't feel like I'm in the headspace to sit and do nothing but read for 24 full hours. So I thought instead I would do a finishing the series I'm in the middle of reading vlog, because I haven't done one in a while and I have quite a few series I'm in the middle of, so it would be good progress to do that. That being said, this means we are not ticking anything off of my December TBR, mostly because I've decided I'm very overwhelmed by my TBR and I am scrapping it. So I'm just going to mood read the rest of the month and the year, because I just want a giggly fun time, hee hee ha ha, easy, no brain power needed, fun reads. That's what I need right now, so that is what we're going with. Anyway, we have a few options. I do have Love Arranged, which would be the last book in the Lakefront Billionaire series, so this would be finished. So this would be very good progress if I read this. And I also have book 3 and 4 of the Hardy Billionaire Brothers series, which is Between Never and Forever and Between Desire and Denial. There's Revolve, which would get us up to date with that series. Breathe With Me by Becca Mack. I think that's the final book of the Playing for Keeps series, so I'm also really wanting to read that. The two main ones I want to do happen to both be blue and beautiful, is Breathe With Me and Love Arranged. So this one, I don't think it's second chance romance, but there was already an established couple in this series when we read book 1, and it is following them, and I think this is going to be very sad. And then we've got Love Arranged, like I say, it's we're following Lorenzo and Lily. I've been looking for, Love Redesigned was the first book I read last year, and it was also my first 5-star last year. And then Love Unwritten was a 4.75. It was just nearly a 5 stars, and I absolutely love that book. And Lorenzo has been sprinkled throughout, and he's like the bad guy. Oh, now I'm looking, but I don't know which one to pick. I wonder if there's an app I can use to help me pick. I can't do it. I'm going to pick another book as well, only because spinning for 2 books is a bit silly. I'm going to pick Juniper Hill as the third, because that is another book I'm dying to read. I could have picked Revolve, but I'm not dying to read that one yet. Okay, I'm going to put it on screen. I'm screen recording. Oh, okay. This is the thing. It's not like, because it's in 3s, it's hard to tell, but we've got Breathe With Me by Becca Mack. Okay, we're gonna be I think it's finishing the Playing for Keeps series. Oh, this is gonna make me cry. I think a few of them have made me cry now. Okay, looking forward to this. Okay, it's a lot later in the day than when I filmed the intro to this video, and when I say a lot later, I mean like 7 hours later. And I've only read 1 chapter so far, but I had a book I needed to finish, and I had a nap. And the day has gotten away with me. Anyway, I have only read the first chapter so far. What is it? I think the last book, Fall With Me, was there smut in the first chapter there? Or was it like within the first couple of chapters? I don't know. This is literally the first chapter. So like, we already know Cara and Emmett are together, because they are an established couple at the beginning of the first book. And we finally found out like how they met in the first chapter, and apparently how they met was extremely horny. With the side of we're meant to be together, it was, I don't know, it's a lot. Emmett was very intense, and I did not take him to be that kind of man. He seems really chill in the other books. Anyway, we have just found out at the very beginning of chapter 2 that Cara's got diminished ovarian reserve, which basically means she hasn't got very many eggs in her ovaries, and that basically this whole book is going to be the two of them struggling with infertility. So I'm ready to get very emotional at this. I'm not someone who, I haven't decided yet if I want to be a mum. You know, when I was little I was very maternal, and I was very much like, I want to be a mum. But that was when I was a child and I had baby dolls. Now, God knows, especially with the state of this world and the fact that men seem to be useless when it comes to parenting their own kids and call it babysitting. So there's that. I say that, my dad was good. So, you know, anyway, I'm still really like, I feel like I'm taken aback by how suddenly smutty this got, and the intensity of the smuttiness in terms of Emmett being very vocal and very insistent that she's going to be his wife one day. And all they've done, they've not even had a conversation yet. They've just locked eyes across the room and he was like, she's the one. Which I kind of love that. But then it got really horny and I don't know if it's ruined it for me. So we'll see. Okay, I knew Cara was a very outspoken, confident woman, I should say. They are really weird and really horny. They might be the horniest out of all of them, and I thought Jackson was the worst for it. Bear in mind, I'm 40 pages in and I think I'm on my 4th spicy scene so far. And she's hungover and walks into the kitchen. Bear in mind, I'm reading this, I'm like, they've not left the kitchen and she's just opened a drawer full of toys. I'm like, I'm fairly sure they're still in the kitchen here. And it goes on and I literally thought to myself, why do they have a drawer of adult toys in the kitchen? And the second I thought that, the next line was, look, I know what you're thinking, a drawer of sex toys in the kitchen, ? Which I did think was quite funny timing for me having the exact thought. But it's also really weird, I'm not gonna lie. I am enjoying this. I mean, I have read 42 pages and it hasn't felt like I've read 42 pages. But so far, it's just spice. I feel like they're giving us a fun time and it's gonna get real sad later. So maybe she's just trying to soften the blow. I don't know, either that or she just really loves a smut scene, which to be fair, Becca Mack does really love a smut scene. And like, I never considered the first 3 books to be overly smutty. The 3rd book especially was not super smutty. And then we got to the 4th book and it was very smutty off the bat, but then it got calmer. So I'm thinking this might get calmer. Possibly. We might just be doing all the smut in the beginning. I don't know. Okay. I kind of forgot to film yesterday. I ended up reading... I'm only just over halfway. I'm on 236. So I've got another 200 pages to read. I'm going to try and finish this afternoon. Fingers crossed. I'm going to put some ambience on the telly and just try and lock in and get this finished. I've got a mini Coke. I've got half a bag of mini M&Ms. Today's video was edited and uploaded and scheduled for 5 o'clock, so I don't have to worry about that. I would like to finish this in time to watch the last Harry Potter tonight. Fingers crossed. However, we might be prioritising watching Harry Potter, I'm not gonna lie. Yes, so my update, because yesterday I read about 150 pages without telling you, so I'm very sorry about that. I had my first tears last night. Definitely couldn't film. I was not appropriately dressed to be on camera. But the tears were not for the infertility issue specifically. The tears were for how Carter was handling Cara. He was so sweet. For like a very brief, trying not to spoil the scene as much as possible, Cara got very upset watching Olivia put in to go to bed and was staying over at the house. And already Carter, like, listen, I read the first book over a year ago. I think it was towards it was like the first half of 2024. And I know I'd forgotten that Carter did have a little bit of a sad backstory and like a deeper side of him. Because when you're in the other books, you never see that deeper side of him. You just see the goofball, drama queen, over the top man that he is. But he's got more to him, and he's a really good friend. And he knocks on her door with a cup of tea and brownies that he's made. And she's sobbing her little heart out in bed, bless her. And he just straightway gives her a hug and comforts her in the best way. And he's just so serious. And I think the fact that he's not serious very often makes the moments where he is serious really impactful, and it's making me teary thinking about it because it was a really beautiful scene of friendship between these two characters. And yeah, so that made me sad. I will say, this book, it's really spicy, don't get, like, it is, but it's also, we've hit a point where it's really dark, and her grief is really strongly written, and I can't imagine how it must feel to really want a baby and to be pregnant on your own so much, and for it to not happen. I can't imagine how that must feel. I think, oh, the way things some people saying to her, being like, oh, you should think yourself lucky you haven't got kids because XYZ. And she's just like, no, I don't. I'll take the tantrums, I'll take the sleepless nights, I'll take anything. I just want to be a mum, I just want to be pregnant. Like, that's what, in her mind, she doesn't care. And people are being like so thoughtless and so harsh and cruel because they're just not even thinking. They're trying to be like blasé about it. And I'm like, no, this girl is crumbling because of this. And her grief over not being able to conceive is really, like, Becca Mack goes into a lot of detail about this. I don't know whether it's something Becca has experienced herself. Based on the like author's note at the beginning, I'm thinking that is the case. And I think for a lot of women who have experienced infertility and have had their rainbow baby, this could be very healing. But I will say, if you are currently struggling with infertility, or if that's something that triggers you or bothers you in any way, I would maybe pass on this one, because like I say, it's written so vividly, her grief, and it is hard, it's very dark to read. So it's a bit weird because it's like, this book is equal parts dark and horny. And then we've got the found family. Thank God for this found family. Oh my God. They are the like rays of light that are sprinkled without this story. Yeah, I think if you are someone who is triggered by fertility issues or currently going through it, I would maybe skip this book. But I also think if you are someone who struggled with it and thankfully overcome that, I think this book could be quite healing to read it in someone else's point of view. I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to try and finish this now. Emmett might be one of my favourite book boyfriends, purely because, like, this is just a real, true example of unconditional love. Like, it breaks my heart to think of how many women have been left by their partners because they're infertile, and the partner that is supposed to love them in the way that Emmett loves Cara, the partner that's supposed to be their partner in life, like if you've been, like, especially when you're married, like, it's in sickness and in health. And I dread to think how many women have had their husbands leave them to find someone who can't give them kids, just for them to probably end up being a deadbeat dad anyway. And here's Emmett, who's like, doesn't matter, it's me and you first, and that's the main thing. Anything else is a bonus, but we don't need it. And he's very much like, he really wants to be a dad, but that's not the most important thing. He's like, I want to be, but I don't need it. But what I need is you, happy and healthy. And she's like, believe me, and all this, like, someone else can give you this. And he's like, I don't care, I don't want anyone else. Like, he really, and she's drowning. Like, she's saying she's not the person he married, she's not the person he met. And he agrees, like, she's not, because she's lost herself in this process. And still, he loves her unconditionally. Like, he's just a real, true life partner. I've got about 100 pages left. Abel is adorable and I love him. And I feel so bad for Catherine. I just want everything to work out for her. I want her to have a nice life and get back on her feet, you know? The way Abel calls everyone like my Emmett, my Cara, my Catherine, it's so cute. Oh my God. I've said it once, I will say it again. The found family, like, the funny moments that these guys, like, oh my God, it's so good. These kids will be having such a good childhood, full of giggles and fun and love, and I love that so much. But these guys, they're just big kids themselves, so leave the kids with the kids. What do you get? 5 grown-ass men in police costumes arresting 3 kids. It's so funny. Okay, I have like 80 pages left, but I can feel a migraine coming on, and I really don't, like, my eyes are going funny. Like, it's not a visual migraine, but I feel like it's a lot of effort to look at things, I have just finished watching Harry Potter and it's 9:15, so I have plenty of time to finish this book. I've had some paracetamol, but that was about 40 minutes ago. And so far it's not quite helped enough. I don't know. I might try and read more, but I'm not going to be sat down here with the light on. I'm just going to be upstairs. So yeah, oh, I hate when I get headaches like this. It's like right at the back of my head. So I might finish this tonight. I might not. I have to spell the ending for myself. I just needed to know. I've had my question answered. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna go up to bed. I'm either gonna lie in the dark or read this. I haven't decided yet. We'll see when I get there. Okay, it's the next day. I'm back. I'm better. That headache last night has been clinging to me all day, but I finally feel rejuvenated. I finally feel better. So I read like one more chapter last night. We've got 60 pages left. Let's get this finished. I've already spoiled the ending for myself, so we just need to get there. Why am I gonna cry over a stupid Oreo advert? Oh, this is such a good scene. I love this. Oh, you can't. That's no. That's so not fair. That's just, I mean, you're gonna make me cry. I can't read on. I need a minute. I need to compose. I love this found family so much. I feel like this is like the worst lighting right now. Why is it so bright over there? Let's just... I love this found family so much. I'm gonna rate this one a 4 stars because there were some moments there getting towards the end when everything was happier. Then it got a little preachy about love and a little bit repetitive. But it was very heavy at some parts, so I can kind of forgive it for that. This is my favourite found family of all time. The men are so funny. They are literally just 5 kids when they're together, and it's so funny. And all of their wives are just like, oh my god, they're on it again, for God's sake. Like this shit that Becca Mac came up with, that they did. How did you come up with that? Oh my god, it was so good. I really enjoyed this book. It was a really good round out to the end of the series, and I think there's going to be a spin-off 2nd gen based on the ending, possibly. Anyway, I will see you tomorrow, where I think I'm going to pick up Love Arranged. I think that's going to be the next one for this video. And then that's 2 series finished. Okay, it's the next day and it is 10 to 6 currently. I am 100 pages into the next book, which we've gone for Love Arranged, like I think I said I would last night. I this morning had a doctor's appointment followed by a hair appointment, hence why we now have freshly Draco Malfoyed roots. And then I had to pop out shopping with my brother. He needed to get my dad's Christmas present, and he can't do anything by himself, he's a man. And I needed to take something back, so I was going out anyway. So did that, came home, had a very quick like body shower and washed my makeup off. So I am just done, ready for bed now. I just need to eat and I'm ready for bed, pretty much. So when I was out, I managed to read 40 pages, which isn't saying much because a big majority of those 40 pages were like texts / messages. So I mean, like there's page after page of messages at the beginning, so they were really quick to read. And I think I could have read more, but I got really anxious when I was out because I just didn't feel very well. So yeah, and then I've come home, like I say, had a quick shower and just sort of lain on my bed in my dressing gown and read 60 pages in about probably like 45 minutes, I'm not gonna lie. And then I've been scrolling, I'm not gonna lie to you either. So anyway, what do you mean? You failed to extract and then, oh for God's sake. I'm trying. I don't know why, I don't need to do this. But my favourite fanfic of all time, I have downloaded it onto the Apple iBook store in case it ever gets taken off AO3, which so far it hasn't, to be fair. I want it on my Kindle as well, just in case. And I'm trying to find a way to do that where it actually works, quite frankly. I'm wondering, out of curiosity, I thought this book, I'm not going to tell you which fanfic it is, but this fanfic is 394,890 words. Just going to put that out there. And it took me 2 full days reading it. I'm talking non-stop reading. It took me 2 full days reading it. It took me about 24 hours to read it. Like 12 hours, 12 hours. And there has never been any work of fiction, fanfic, or individually, like actual work of, that sounds really rude to say actual work of fiction, but like physical book that someone's published, that's their own idea, or fanfic otherwise. This was their own idea, it was just the characters they've used, to be fair. I've never read anything that has given me such a physical reaction before. At the very, the last chapter of this fanfic, I have never felt such a visceral fight or flight from reading anything, ever. I was having a panic attack reading it, and I have never in my life had a panic attack from reading a book before. This altered my brain chemistry. And for reference, Manacled, which is obviously a very popular fanfic, is 370,515 words. So it is a whole 24,000 words longer. So it makes sense that it took me so long to read it. Anyway, I just want to make sure I always have it. So hopefully this is downloaded properly, because I've just tried to download it and it didn't work. Because I'm downloading it differently than how I did last time. It just says web extraction X failed. Oh, why? I may have found a way to access. Oh, there's a download button right here. Oh my god, I'm an idiot. I was just pressing share. Come on, please work. Okay, that took a second longer to work. Okay. 18 hours long, it says. That checks out. Okay, I've got it. This camera's on 2%. I need to go charge it. I'm very happy with that. I didn't need it again, but it was a just in case, okay? Anyway, so basically I downloaded Love Arranged so I could read it on my phone while I was out. Yes, so we're following Lorenzo and Lily. Lily is Dahlia's sister from the Facebook, and Lorenzo we've known since the Facebook because he was wanting to... Oh no, he's running for mayor. So he's always seen as like the bad guy for some reason. Looking back, I never thought anything he did was that bad, but Julian just has a bad vibe from him, so Julian doesn't like him. Julian's the drama queen. Okay, Lorenzo's running for mayor because he doesn't want the family that's currently been mayor, like generation after generation, to continue. And so he had thought, right, I'll download this app, I'll find a woman to be like a fake fiance to like make myself look better. Talks to Lily. He really likes Lily. So then he stops the idea, but also stops talking to Lily. And then now he's kind of looking for a fake fiance again, and she's offended. Anyway, there's been a lot happen in 100 pages, weirdly enough. And equally nothing happened at the same time. Lily is now aware that fake fiance is kind of on the table, but she's not going for it yet. But she doesn't want the current mayor to be mayor any longer, or that family, because they're wanting to basically buy out all of the shops that's on her street where her family run florist is, and they basically have signed an order where they can buy the businesses whether you like it or not, whether you consent to that or not. So she's like, I really don't want them to be mayor anymore because I'm going to lose my business that my parents worked so hard for, and that is my legacy. So that's where we're at. So I'm gonna put my camera on charge and read some more and try and just read a bunch tonight because I'm busy tomorrow after work, so I'm not gonna be able to read much. Okay, it's just after 10 o'clock and I have, no joke, binged the last 200 pages since we last spoke. If I had had more time today, I could have read this in a day, and I don't. Like, this is over 500 pages. What is it with this series? Like, this trilogy specifically, the first book I read in a day, and it was more like in an afternoon, and that was over 500 pages. Yeah, I'm really enjoying this so far. I love Lorenzo. I knew I would, but I really do, and I really relate to him. When we're in his point of view, does it say he... I won't say what he deals with, it's not on the back. But when we're in his point of view and certain internal thoughts he has, an irrational thought, I really relate to. Like really, like it's very similar to what I deal with. But it does mention, obviously, there's like, it doesn't say what the trigger warnings are at the beginning, but there is a content warning list if you did want to look it up. There's like a QR code at the beginning of the book. I just feel very seen, and I think it's handled really well. It's handled very authentically and very, like, it just seems genuine. It seems real, like what a real life person dealing with this would go through. I think that's what I'm trying to say. So yeah, I'm over halfway. I've got less than 200 pages left. I'm going to read a tiny bit more before I go to bed, but the rest I'm probably going to read when I get back tomorrow. It's my brother's birthday, so we're going over to my mum's for food. So I don't know what time I'll be back, but I don't think it'll be too late because obviously it's the middle of the week, it's a work night. So hopefully I can read more before work, during my breaks, when I get home, and hopefully I can finish this tomorrow because I've flown through this. My reading pace has been really quick with this book. So yeah, safe to say I'm thoroughly enjoying this so far. So far in this, there's been nothing more than kissing. It's been very slow burn, and even then the kisses have been like for show, not like, I don't think we've really had unless I'm forgetting something. We've not had a moment where it's like a kiss that's just because one of them wants to do it. Okay, it's the next day, and somehow I've managed to read, since getting home, the 200 pages that I had left to read of this book. This has been such an easy book to binge, and it's like over 500 pages. I don't know what it is about this series specifically, with how Lauren Ash has written it, where it's just been similar to an Elsie Silver book, where it's just been like crack in the pages, I can't put it down. I'm reading quicker than my usual reading speed. I don't know. It was so good. I don't know what to rate this. It's somewhere above a 4, not quite a 5. So I'm going to sleep on it and let you know when I pick up the next book what the rating is. I'm thinking I'm leaning towards a 4.5, but I will confirm. This was so good, a really good wrap up to the series. I loved Lorenzo, I knew I would. I really knew I would, but I love him. You really get to see his real character rather than just the small snippets you've seen of him in the previous books that make him out to be a villain. But you just know he's not. He's a little sweetheart, to be honest. I love him. I think Lorenzo might be my favourite of the men, just because I have a real soft spot for him. Like I say, something he struggles with, I really feel very seen by, and like I say, it was written so well and so accurate. And I have such a soft spot for him. Yeah, Lauren Asher does it again, honestly. I think the reason it's not a 5 stars is because the back and forward of, he would struggle with something and something he would say wouldn't come out right, or he would sabotage himself, which is not, obviously it's not an excuse for him hurting her, but it's never been with an intention, and he's had a lot to struggle with, okay? But Lily be like, but you hurt me, and then forgiving him straight away, pretty much. Well, not straight away. There was a little bit of repetition in the getting together, never mind. Getting together, never mind. Getting together, never mind. Like, it was a little bit will they, won't they, even though you knew that they were gonna, because it's a romance and that's how they end. I just love Lake Wisteria. She has put like a little letter in the back saying like she doesn't feel ready to give up Lake Wisteria either, and she sees herself returning in the future. So that would be interesting. I can't believe I read this in 2 days. Oh, we are so back. Okay. I'll see you. I don't think I'm gonna pick up anything tomorrow. We'll see. It's like a long shift at work, so I won't have a lot of time after work to read. I might just skip reading tomorrow. So I'll probably see you on Friday when I pick up the next book in this video. I thought I would do a very quick update for this reading vlog because it's 9 o'clock. I plan on just going up to bed now for the night. I'm really tired. But I thought I'd let you know which book I'm going to start now finally. It's Friday night. We didn't read anything yesterday. Finished Love Range on Wednesday. So I'm going to start Between Never and Forever by Shane Rose because I only have this book and one more and then this series is finished. So this one we're following Dex and Kehlani, I want to say. I think you pronounce it Kehlani. I think this is a second chance romance. We saw the start of we saw the beginning of the premise of what this story is going to be in the previous book. So they were like high school sweethearts. I think she broke his heart. He just hasn't seemed to be able to move on. He is meant to be becoming the owner of this casino, this new casino from the Hardys empire, basically, in Las Vegas. And Kehlani is gonna be, I think the whole point is she was gonna be a singer, like part of entertainment. This one's fake engagement. But we had fake dating in the last one. Didn't we? I only read it last month. Why am I forgetting what it was? I think it was fake dating. Yeah, there was fake dating in the last one. And then we had Marriage of Convenience for the first. So this is the next one we're going to read for this video. Okay, I am going to go to bed, read as much of this as I can before I inevitably crash into sleep. And I will catch up with you in the morning when I have something to actually say about this book. But I am interested because of how these characters were introduced. Well, we knew Dex from the first book, but how Kehlani's been introduced and the little bit of backstory we've got, or the feelings we picked up from the last book, I am intrigued. Okay, so last night I got about 50 pages in, and then I basically just sat and read another 50 pages. I'm so disappointed by this book. I'm kind of hating it. I'm gonna read it. I don't hate it to the point where I don't feel like I can read it. It's still entertaining. But there's so many things about this that are just so stupid. I think that's it. It's not that I hate it. It's entertaining, but it's really stupid. I don't know what it is. Nothing about any of this feels even slightly believable. So she's got all these contract things with her record label. And so she's had to fake date someone for 15 years at this point. And they're only just deciding, okay, now you're gonna get engaged. 15 years later, she's 32. If she's meant to be you might be able to hear my washing machine in the background. She's meant to be this all-American sweetheart, good girl, you wouldn't think they'd make her date someone for 15 years before they got to a point of making her fake engaged. So there's that for starters. And then everything about Dex is stupid and annoying. Everything. I'm sorry. He's how do I say things without spoiling what's happened so far? He's obviously jealous. And he's obviously hurt, rightfully so, because at the end of the day, she chose something over him. She was, their whole time together as teenagers, she was hiding him. And then, oh, hang on a minute. Again, this woman is 32, right? Her dad is not her manager, and yet her dad signed a contract on her behalf. She's 32. That does not sound like something that is physically possible. From a legal standpoint, I don't think her dad signing a contract should legally bind her to something. If she didn't sign it, and she is over the age of 18, in my opinion, that's not a legally binding contract. I don't know law, I don't know contracts, do not get me wrong, but surely that cannot be right. Her dad is awful, quite frankly. Yeah. There's a few things I'm really just not sure about that just don't make sense. Basically, nothing makes sense, everything seems stupid and immature and unrealistic. And then Dex is like, I hate you, I don't trust you, you're an awful, vicious person. And he never had sex with her when they were younger because he was like, unless you can give me all of you, I'm not giving you that part of me. Which I respect that from a man, especially, because normally men are very dick first and everything. But now he's like, yeah, I'm gonna fuck you, but now I'm gonna hate fuck you or whatever. And he's like very like aggressively saying he's gonna fuck her, and she's like, no, and then she's like, yeah, and then she's like, no, and then she's like, and it's just really annoying and stupid, and it doesn't, like, I'm not enjoying this smut scene. It's not sexy. It's just angsty, but not in a good angsty way. It's just stupid. Anyway, I'm gonna continue. I am gonna finish it because it's entertaining. I want to know what's gonna happen. What other stupid things are gonna happen? Okay, so I finished Between Never and Forever. I'm gonna give it like a 3 because I enjoyed it. I just thought it was really kind of stupid. It's my least favourite of all of them. The first one was kind of cringe, but it was like so entertaining and it wasn't as stupid. I can't remember what I rated that. That was probably like a 3 as well. But this one, I hated the FMC. Like, I'm so sorry. In what world is she in the right? In what world is she the one that was wronged? In what world is she not the bad guy? Like, I understand her reasons for doing what she did, do not get me wrong. But she's like, oh, you left me, you left me. You left him first. So, and then it's not like you came back. You were back for like, what, a day, and you were going off again. So, it's not like you came back and then he left you. You left him. You happened to see each other again because his brother decided to try and do something. And he was like, no, I can't trust you. And you left again. So, no, he did not leave you. He did not. And you know what the worst part of all this was? Dimitri. So I'm like, I don't know how to explain how I feel. These 4 brothers are meant to be really close and they are very like ride or die for each other. But the way that Dimitri took Kehlani's side the whole time, and the whole time he's threatening his brother, like, if you hurt her, if you... Like, she hurt herself. She made bad decisions. She was a kid, and she was misguided by every adult around her. Do not get me wrong. That is not her fault. But she made certain decisions, and she has to live with the consequences of those decisions. I hate the fact, like, because there's nothing I love more than brotherly love and brotherly loyalty in books. I don't know why, I love it. I just really do. Like, Stefan and Damon in Vampire Diaries, when they started out hate each other, but then they ended out true, like, ride or die, loved each other so much, would do anything for each other. Like, I love that. So the fact that Dimitri's like, no, I'm on his side. Like, if you hurt her, I'll kick your ass. Like, I'm on his, like, you're the asshole. You did everything wrong. You left her. You hurt her. You don't know anything about her. Yeah, because she's lying. And then he'd be so open to her telling him the truth. He'd be like, whatever it is, just tell me. Like, just, you're hiding things from me. And she'd be like, I'm not hiding anything. I'm not lying. Like, she was hiding something massive from him the whole time. And, like, he forgave her so easily. Like, Dex was a very good man. A little bit obsessive, compulsive, and stalkery with his technology. Not gonna lie. But all things considered, he's a good man, and he held on to this hate for her because she really hurt him, and rightfully so, and he forgives her so quickly once he finds out because he's a good man. Meanwhile, she is just jelly spine over here, hasn't got a backbone to hold herself up with, and is like, oh, well, I have to do this because your dad's an idiot. I'm sorry. Like, I hate books that perpetuate the idea that children need to fix their parents' mistakes, because no. At the end of the day, especially because she was 17 at the time, you're a child. You're a child. You do not have to fix your parents' mistakes. Your parents are adults. Your parents chose to bring you into this world. They have to fix their own mistakes. It is not your responsibility just because you're family. And especially because he doesn't seem like a very good dad. He doesn't seem like a very good person. He's very much my wife over everything else, and I'm not about that. I think if you are a childless couple, absolutely your priority should be your partner. As soon as you bring a child into the world, your first priority should be your child. Your partner comes second. And her dad was very much, my wife comes first, and I don't agree with that. Because he made his daughter do awful things than him and his wife. he put his daughter in a position. I'm not going to go into it because I don't want to spoil things. He put his daughter in an awful position and in a position where she was in danger to facilitate his own addiction in the name of his wife. Like, I just hated him. And yeah, so in some ways I feel bad for her, like, don't get me wrong, she's not a fully bad character. She's just had a lot of bad things happen that she's got no control over. But what she did have control over is telling Dex. Like, all she had to do was be completely upfront from the start and no one would have been as hurt. I'm giving it a 3 because it was entertaining. And I like Dex and I like the brothers as a unit. That being said, I don't like Dimitri in that unit. It's far more where there's 3 brothers and 1 asshole. He is the youngest as well. Just it makes sense. Like, Dom would never, as the oldest, he would never be like, I'm taking Kehlani's side. I don't know how I'm going to feel about the next book. I'm going to give myself a little break because it's a couple of days before Christmas. I want to read Good Spirits. At least be reading it on Christmas Day. I would like to have finished it beforehand, hopefully. So I'm going to read that first. And then I'm going to get into the last book of this series and finish this out. So hopefully the next book will redeem Dimitri in my eyes because he set himself up to be not very high up. Dom is currently my favourite by far. Actually, while we're on, I need to find out what the name of the spin-off series, not the spin-off, this is the spin-off, but the first series is called, because there's no way these characters don't have books of their own. I bet it's this series. Tarnished Empire, probably. Armelli's. Found it straight away. Okay. So I need to read Tarnished Empire series. There's only 3 books, that's not too bad. I was about to be like, oh, I wonder what, because I'm guessing Pink and Bane have a book. And I was like, oh, what's this one? Just because I saw it's Pretty Pink Poison, and I suddenly thought to myself, I bet this is Pink's book because she's called Pink. I need to read Pretty Pink Poison because Pink and Bane have really intrigued me in this book, I have to say. Right, I will catch up with you when I pick up the last book in this series.